that was a very difficult scene, and I remember John being so calm about it. That's the thing you see about John Haffert, is his demeanor come from the Carmelite spirituality, I suppose, because nothing would rattle him, nothing would excite him, because God's will is going to turn, it's all going to turn out for the good. I remember a Blue Army meeting in the 80s, maybe when you were there, before I was ever on the board. I was just a kid. I'd come to 2 or 3 years to that meeting, and I was a guy from Grand Rapids where we didn't have much going on, so I just sat there and enjoyed the atmosphere of all these Fatima apostles. And there was some topic of discussion. Mind you, John is no longer even a voting delegate. He's just sitting out in the balcony there. He's in the peanut gallery, and he sat in the back praying the rosary. And when the meeting would break up for a coffee break, he'd be happy. He never was jovial and laughing, but he was very friendly and cheerful to all the people who'd come around and say hi, John, and stuff. And sit and pray rosaries while the business meeting was going on. And so I always marveled about that, about him. But, you know, I saw him, you know, I went to see him before I knew him. He was this amazing author and this amazing scholar, and he knew all the languages, and he brushed shoulders with most of the cardinals of the world, and all. That was who I came to see, and instead I saw this very humble man talk very softly, didn't he? He was not good in a microphone in front of a huge crowd. He had to make an effort, because he talked very quietly and softly. Very tall, straight, upright man, again a military look. But that wasn't in his head. That was only, you know, he didn't want to look stately. You could see it. He didn't want to look stately, but he was. And then to just have such absolute peace and trust and quiet. And I attributed that to the Carmelite spirituality. And when he wrote his autobiography in 2000, sure enough, he talked about the Carmelite spirituality. It served him so well through life. He would be very quiet or humble about leading prayer. He would just as soon have somebody else lead the prayer. But yet at the beginning of a meeting, he would make an ad-lib prayer. Very profound, always very profound. And then the people, they got to know him, they'd insist that he lead the rosary, because he would add a little thought with every Hail Mary. Just a phrase with every Hail Mary. And it would change every day according to the feast day and according to what business was on the table, so to speak. And so he was amazing in those ways, but you could see through that. You could see by that ability he had, that didn't come from his talent as a writer or a linguist or anything. That came from his personal spirituality. That you knew you were dealing with somebody that spends all day walking with God. It was different. He is different. Not just because of his talents.